So this is basically the reason why I go to car shows. I've been researching this car since I was 12 years old, and the movie Back to the Future did inspire me to do more research on this car when I found out that it was a real car, and which made me love the movie and the car even more. Um, you really don't see these cars at shows. And the reason why is because owners don't like to tolerate the BS that comes with it. The Back to the Future jokes, the stuff about John DeLorean, the stuff that he got involved with, and the FBI, and all that stuff. And, you know, when you see this car at a show, if you're even lucky to see one at a show, it's really a very rare thing to see. You don't see this car every day. You don't, see this thing basically at all, you know? And it's really sad that you don't see these things because, the owners don't want to tolerate the negativity that comes with it. This car is literally the most iconic, misunderstood, and controversial car on the planet. And I think the car deserves more respect from car people, and the general public for the most part seems to know what it is because they recognize it from the movie. There's about approximately, I'd say, over 200 DeLoreans worldwide that have been converted into Back to the Future prop time machines, which really, there's a big debate in the community where it's decreasing the value of the car and, all that stuff. I mean, you're putting holes in the stainless steel, like this one guy, Video Bob, who is a well-known prop builder. I got nothing against this guy, don't get me wrong. I think he's a very great creator, and if I ever hit the lottery one day, I will go to him, if he still does it, to make a DeLorean time machine, because I would like to have two DeLoreans, a regular DeLorean and a Back to the Future time machine. But it's just, this car is just increasing in value like every year. With the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future that's going to be upon us next year, this car is going to be well worth over six figures. Right now, it's about 80 to 90,000. Some are creeping up to 100,000, but definitely next year, like, forget it. If you're a rich person and you have the financial means to afford this car, I'd say get it. Why? Because it's an investment. Regardless of your opinion on this vehicle, this car, as crazy as it sounds, is going to be well worth into the millions within at least 10 to 20 years. So you can buy this car now for around 100,000 and sell it for $1 million within 10 years. 10 years ago, in 2010, I made a comment on the DeLorean community saying that this car will be worth, in 10 years, which would be the 2020s that we're in now, that this car will be worth $100,000 in 10 years. In 2020, this car will be worth $100,000. Everyone laughed at me, said I was crazy, and I didn't know what I was talking about, this and that. The DeLorean will never surpass 30,000 and yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? Go on Hemming's website and look at the prices. You can, however, find maybe a project DeLorean that needs work for around $45,000. That's a project car. Now, a really good DeLorean, you're talking $90,000 plus. And it's just like insane, because 20 years ago, you could have afforded a DeLorean for fairly cheap. Around 20s, the mid-teens, a project one would run you maybe a little around 10 grand, a little under 10 grand. Now, forget it. And it's really sad because the younger generation, that the ones have that the kids that seen Back to the Future, that hey, that's a cool car, I'm gonna own that someday. Oh wait, this car is like $200,000. So not everyone is gonna have the chance to own one. And me being 43 years old, having the missed opportunity of this car really, really sucks. And my one of my buddies that have a DeLorean that's nice enough to take it to a car show once in a while is going to be getting ready due to the increasing prices. He's fixing it up and he's going to sell it within like I don't know, maybe like a year or something, but he's going to sell it pretty soon. And that's the only person that I know of that is kind enough to take a DeLorean to a local cruise night, and now I'm not going to see one anymore. And it sucks. So therefore, I'm really not going to have no reason to go to a car show anymore, because this is the only reason why I go to shows. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of nice cars that, show up to shows. Mostly you see Chevys and Corvettes and, Mopars and all that kind of stuff. But, really, I mean, when you show up to a car show with a DeLorean, the reaction you get, it's like anything else. Other car guys are a little jealous because, it's nicer than their car or whatever. But, it's just, this is really the main reason why I go to shows. And, it is what it is. But all I'm saying is, if you have the financial means, I'd say, you know what, get it. Because this car is, when worked on enough and driven enough, this car can be a reliable car. Okay? It can. I encourage you to do more research on the DeLorean. Join a DeLorean group and talk to other owners, and they'll tell you the same thing, that, this car is a pretty decent car. I mean, okay, yeah, you'll get to the Back to the Future jokes and all that stuff, but, I'm sorry, but in my personal opinion, if the Back to the Future jokes bother you, then don't bring it. And that's why, another reason, because of the Back to the Future jokes and all the other stuff that comes with it, is why you really don't see a DeLorean at a car show. Owners do tend to bring the DeLorean to a car show, but the chances of you seeing a DeLorean at a car show is like, you have better chances of getting struck by lightning. So, anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. There's more content to come. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.